Guys, welcome back to another video. It's been quite a while since I posted here, or in general, actually. But I'm back, and as the title suggests, I am here to talk about the new components in PyCord. So, there currently isn't much documentation about them. There is an example you can find on their GitHub. I'll link that in the description, but here I coded my own little example, including some of their imports. And I'm going to make and show an example command and system with the new components, and this is all at a request of one of my friends who's been having trouble understanding them. So let's get into it. So first off, we want to look at our imports. We have several. Config parser, which is what I use to parse configs. This is where I usually keep my tokens, or maybe API keys, etc. And then obviously we have Discord. This is the library that PyCord is under. And then we have all these imports and such, like button, container, media gallery. We'll get into those later. But over here, I just initiate the config and whatnot. But here is where we start getting into the actual bot. This is Discord bot, pardon me, and we call it with the debug guilds. This is the ID for my guild, or testing guild rather, or server as the people call it. And here we make a class. This is a model. Most people already know what models are. They're not exactly new. Anyways, so right here we have several arguments. We have actual arguments for my program, and then we have extra arguments for the actual model. That's so it can be more dynamic. And over here we have self.user, blah blah blah. I'm just initiating it into the actual program so it can be used elsewhere. And right here is where we start the model off. So we add several items. First, both being text inputs. One is just, hey, what's the offender's username or ID? And so the idea of this is to have a little report command. So, and then we have a custom ID of offend, and then the style. This is short, so it's obviously short. Then we have the actual reason. We have reason why are we reporting this, and then we have the long, because somebody's probably going to type an essay on why Jerry should be banned from the server or something. And then we initiate view to be used later. Now we go over here to callback with the interaction. So we have the offender, and since this is called back, we're just going to grab that immediately. And then we go down here and we say, hey, we got this response, we're reporting the user and then offender. And then we want to get a channel. Could be like a logging channel, like where you can send your reports or whatnot. And then we have our reason. And then we want to build the actual view, the new components. So the new components work a lot like the GitHub markdown language. So you have one hashtag for header, double hashtag for subheader, and then triple hashtag for subheader. And then you have dashes for like bulletin points, and then you can also add attachment galleries. You can add actual component items. So this v2 components is essentially a merging between the classic embeds and the classic components. Now, this is what we call a container. This is similar to how it would be used in a website. You have containers, and inside of those you have sections. One issue I have with sections is they require a thumbnail in them. So usually if you don't want any pictures and you put any picture, pardon me, you don't want to put just a picture in there. If you don't want that, just use a container. Otherwise, just use sections, and you can like sexualize your information. And then in this section, we have several text displays. This shows all our information about this user. Like, oh, user report, we have the offender, we have the reporter, and then the actual reason why are they reporting it. And then over here we have a simple if statement. We have a simple if statement. So If there is media, if we are given media, then we will create something called a media gallery. We will then add the item to the media gallery using the URL of the attachment. Media is the attachment type up here, and then we add something called a separator, similar to like a separator in a web page. Now we just add the item gallery, and then if this doesn't happen, then well, we just skip that, and then we add a separator to separate our actual embed from our components, which in this case is just a button called submit response. So button report button, blah blah blah. We just add stuff. It's just a normal button. We just add that to the view as you would normally, and then we send it along. So this is our base view. This is what we used earlier, right up here. Nothing special here. This is just a plain view. Right here though, this is our report button. So we just initialize this so we can pass this along. Then we have the actual callback. We want it to in an ideal like system, we would only disable the button if the model works successfully. However, I was personally too lazy to implement that, so it just auto disables as soon as you click it. And then we want to create our second model, which is respond model. This is what we're going to use to send the actual person who made the report a message like, hey, we looked at your report and it's good, it's bad, etc., etc. And then we just send the model with the interaction response, just and some model. Then we actually want to edit the original message to make the button like be disabled. And then we go down here, we have respond model. What this does is we have the user model, same thing as always. And so I didn't mention this before, but why do we do this? It's just so we can access things that are in the parent um, we can access variables that are in the parent classes. Anyways, we go back down here, we have self add item, and then we have another text input. So what action did we take? And this is short again. And then we have extra information. Maybe we want to tell them like some extra information on what happened, and maybe like let's say it's somebody who's worried about something. So we just provide them, hey, this happened, and this is the steps that you can take, blah 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 blah. Or maybe who knows? It's case by case. And then again, we do self.view model.baseview. Then we have the callback. So then we have the action. We submitted report result. We have the reason. And again, we created container. This is essentially just a regular embed. And this time, we don't need any components, so we don't add any. And then we just add it to the view and send it to the user. So down here, we have a regular old ping command. Nothing crazy here. This is normal. Then we have the report command. And we just send the model like earlier in the button, just a little bit different. We just do context send model instead of just response send model. So right here we just pass in the information, including our media, which is right here. And then once that's done, well, you got your command. And here is the bot event, just on bot is online, blah blah blah. Very simple bot with a very simple implementation of the new components, but you have to start somewhere, and I didn't want to make the system very complicated, so I just used very normal stuff of what you might see in newer bots these days. Now let's cut to an actual usage of this system. Alright, so we see over here that there is a very evil person, Evil Cole actually, saying Scooby-Doo sucks balls, which is not okay because Scooby-Doo is quite amazing. It's the greatest show ever. Everybody knows that. So we do not want somebody like this in our server, so we're going to go ahead and report them. And obviously we need to get a screenshot of this because they might delete it. They might delete it. Let me get a screenshot. Alright. So we're going to report them, put that in there, and we're just going to enter. Okay, so offender, well, I don't know, so we're just gonna put, oh, it's obviously Evil Cole, of course. Then reason for report, they said Scooby-Doo sucks balls. And then we want to submit this as a report. Okay, so we reported user evil call. Oh, look at that, we got a report log. So user report, offender, evil call, reporter, that's me. Reason, they said Scooby-Doo sucks balls. Oh, that's not okay. And oh, this looks pretty legit. So we're gonna have to, yeah, Renaissance. Banned. Evil Cole, we gotta do that right. Evil Cole has been banned from Cool People server because Scooby Doo is super cool and saying it sucks balls is not okay. We're going to submit that. Oh, and look at that. We got a DM from Joe Mama. User report, action taken, banned. And look, we even have the actual extra information. But yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, I don't know which server is my testing server. There we are. So yeah, ta-da, we're done. Yippee! So look, right here, it disabled a thingy. We got no errors. It's magical and it's very clean, very nice. And you should really use the new components because it has a lot more functionality than the old component system. And I think that's cool. Anyways, goodbye and have a wonderful day. Oh, I almost forgot to give you a report on myself. I have actually been very busy in college. Who would have guessed? College busy? I didn't know that. But, anyways, um, I am actually a cybersecurity student now. Very cool. I've been learning how to make malware and stuff in my free time. Haven't start cybersecurity. I start cybersecurity next semester, and I got my associate's degree last semester. And fun fact, I am actually still a cornball, so that's good to know. Anyways, have a wonderful day and learn components V2, I guess.